Content warning. This podcast contains bones, blood, smut, and swear words.
Before we get into the good shit this week, we wanted to remind you that we have a Patreon. For just $1 or $2 an episode, you get extended games, brand new content, access to our notes and murder boards, and much more. So if you would like to be part of Brooke's efforts to generate super cattle, you can head to patreon.com/frontlinefifth or follow the link in the show notes. Okay, now back to that sweet, sweet Bone Zone action.
Act 1. Welcome, penitents. Hello and welcome to the Frontline Fifth, a sort of locked-in podcast where a group of dried-out bone witches obsessively binge random content as we patiently wait for Electo to draw her jawed-damn sword. We're currently languishing in this dreaded Electopause, and so this week we are hosting our very own Progress Day festivities while we watch Arcane episodes 4-6. I'm Brooke, and this week I'm joined by resident Enforcer detectives, John and Hannah. Speaking of which, sweet skirt, John. John, Hannah, we get to join in a celebration of Piltover's founding, so I have 2 questions for you. First, do you have any bizarre hometown traditions that you want to share? And second, if you got to name a holiday, what would it be?
So I grew up in a area that's known for its Revolutionary War history. And so the hometown tradition is they do a Revolutionary War reenactment every year. And so it's like a big holiday now where everyone shows up and day drinks and just has a general blast while they fire off cannons.
It's like a full reenactment, like where people are, oh my God. I actually think this would be so much fun to watch. Although having not watched it, maybe I'm wrong.
No, it's a lot of fun. So I guess they bring out the cannons. They have people in like their full garb. Actually, funnily enough, for one reason or another, my mom was actually a part of a History Channel pilot for they were doing Revolutionary War history. And so my mom was getting interviewed for a part of the pilot, and they needed someone to basically be the extra to have gear on and walk around the historic village. And they were like, yeah, I've got a son. He can do that. He's home from college.
So you got roped into it?
Yeah, so I got roped into it, and they take me into the costume closet, and they were like, here, you can wear all of this stuff. Well, I'm much bigger than the average 70-year-old reenactor, right? Who tend to be older. And so
just John busting out at the seams he's,
Gaston.
To cut this very long story short, the only clothes that fit me were George Washington in the background of this History Channel pilot that's lost to, I think, probably the depths of some Hollywood storage basement. There's me walking around in basically George Washington's boots, pants, undercoat, and everything else, and then I have a regular soldier's coat on over everything. That's way too small for me. That's just cool. To make it look like I'm not just randomly George Washington walking around.
Okay, low key. This is kind of giving, I feel like that outfit would work just fine for Piltover for Progress Day. So I kind of think it works for you.
Yeah, for certain.
Yeah, I don't think George Washington would step out. Yeah, if he was on the council, everyone would be like, oh, yeah, that makes sense.
You're like, yeah, checks out.
Yeah.
Nice style, man.
Okay,
yep. Hannah, what about you?
Well, wait, first, I want to know, John, if you're going to host your own, in our future weird town, what holiday are you going to host?
Oh, it's Junk Food Day. It's a day celebrating the non-bougie food. I've always said that one of the things I want to do is just review hot dog, cheeseburger, hoagie sandwich places, terrible food.
Okay, dear listener, when
American classics.
When John moved to Boston, I was so excited, and little did I know that when John moved to Boston, his first move was going to be to catalog every pizza place in the entirety of the state of Massachusetts and try their pepperoni pizza one by one. But that is exactly what he did, and I got to have some fucking fabulous pizza as a result.
Oh my God, this feels like some really valuable Patreon material.
My Boston pizza rankings.
Yeah.
Well, we do have a bunch of fans in Boston, so if you guys just DM me or just shoot us an email, I'll give you some of my Boston pizza rankings. I also have a Philly cheesesteak rankings as well. So like I said, I'm halfway to this holiday already.
Okay, I love this. Okay, so my hometown holiday, I come from Utah, and the biggest holiday of the year, bar none, is Pioneer Day, which is July 24th, and it is the day that commemorates when the Mormons came to Utah. And so there's fireworks, provided it doesn't fall on a Sunday, because literally, they do not do fireworks on Sundays, even if it's July 4th, even if it's New Year's Eve. They just do it on the Saturday instead.
Okay.
That's where I come from, is Utah. Anyway, Pioneer Day, they do reenactments, and they reenact the Mormons coming over the hill into the valley, and that actually comes down Emigration Canyon, which is where I grew up. So we would go and watch the people in their outfits pulling their
Did you say irrigation or immigration kit?
Emigration.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's fabulous. And I got to tell you, I love a covered wagon. Like, I'm all in on a covered wagon.
Covered wagons are cool.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking cool.
They don't sound comfortable, though.
Oh, I mean, I don't think I would like them while they were moving, but there was a steakhouse when I was a kid that was like a themed steakhouse where they would have like shootouts and shit.
See,
like
I thought you were talking about the holiday
stars.
just being generally uncomfortable, but no, we were still talking about the wagons.
So all of the non-Mormons call it Pie and Beer Day. But yeah, every July 24th, I have a moment where I'm like, it's Pioneer Day back home. Anyway, my holiday, if I were to have one, well, I mean, it would be a celebration of Zuko, who has just joined the chat. Hi, Zuko. I actually wrote this question and then didn't actually think about it. So I think it's just going to be a whimsy party. That's what I like to have for my birthday, as you guys know. So I like to have sock puppet making, and everybody gets assigned a unicorn horn or a clown nose or something at the door. You do face painting, things like that. So it's a whimsy party, and I think it falls on a different date every year, completely at random, just to piss people off.
It's when it just kind of like everybody's done with the work, the work, and they're ready for the whimsy.
Yes, thank you for understanding, Brooke. I feel very validated. Brooke, what's your equivalent of Progress Day?
I have two hometowns, I suppose, since I moved when I was 12, and that means I have strong roots in two places, and neither of those places have reenactments, so I feel left out.
You're just not part of this anymore. Don and I are starting our own podcast where we reenacted this conversation.
I feel like you asked this question with Pioneer Day as part of your life, and I guess the Midwestern town that I went to middle school, high school, and had the very traditional Memorial Day parade. That very small town little Memorial Day parade, but I never participated. I don't know, not my thing. And then my earlier years were in Northern California. We're in wine country. Ooh. And
that's
let
where
me tell you,
Brooke belongs.
These are not hometown traditions necessarily, but they were certainly family traditions and area traditions of every year was the Sonoma Art and Wine Festival and Music Festival, and I haven't been to one that's as good as an adult, which sucks because as a kid I wasn't drinking wine, but we still had a fantastic time with the music and the art show and just playing on the playgrounds out there as a kid.
Trying to avoid getting run over by very tipsy out of towners.
It was still so at least Bay Area local when it was happening. So I don't know. It was fantastic.
I'm a real sucker for an art fair. This is so I never
San Diego, it's all about the craft beer festivals, and it's a different vibe
than wine for sure. I feel like different.
The wine,
people,
art,
different
music.
Energy. Yeah,
there's no live stage with people playing acoustic music on their guitar, 70s classics. I know.
Man, actually, just low key shout out to the Utah Arts Festival, which is phenomenal. It is a very high end arts festival. Very good music.
I
very
love
good
art. Arts festival. Yeah. Okay, yep. Utah.
Wait, Brooke, what are you doing for your own holiday?
I'm bringing back the equinoxes. These are the things that I want to celebrate. I'm into the autumn equinoxes and the solstices. These are what I care about.
I love
this
that.
Is hilarious. I kind of feel like our entire Wicca, fandom is girl, those never fucking went away. And all.
I know, but I'm not. I'm genuinely it every year, especially the summer solstice is my favorite day of the year. Because I love the sunshine, and it is the most sunshine. So just by just basic facts. So I try and make a point of having a party on the summer solstice, and it happened accidentally this year because it was Father's Day, and we ended up having people over on Father's Day.
I love this.
The problem with living in San Diego is that very regularly June 21st, or that part of June, is just overcast. We have June gloom, and like it kind of sucks. It's sad. Like our summer solstice is like overcast and cloudy. So
I'm gonna play the world's
a lot of the time
smallest
it's
fiddle
not
for
good.
you complaining about
Thank
weather in San
you.
Diego
Thank you.
for the rest of the
Thank
country.
you so much. That my San Diego weather on my favorite day of the year is less than perfect.
Yes.
Dear listener, please come along with us as we acrobatically descend into the chasms below the Undercity in Arcane episodes 4-6. She's here.
Side note: I always want to say chasm.
I kind of like that.
The
Like, I
Chad.
don't hate that.
The chasm is like the douchey chasm. Act 2. Holy sprockets!
This episode of Frontline Fifth contains spoilers for Season 1 of Arcane.
Well, it's time to see the devastating outcomes of childhood trauma.
Yay!
So, episode 4 jumps us to 8-ish years later to the 200-year celebration of Piltover's founding. We see that over the last several years, in our time skip, Hextech has transformed the city. For example, there are Led Zeppelins.
No, keep it in,
There are flying dirigibles everywhere. Is there a difference between a dirigible and a Zeppelin?
I don't know. I assume that Zeppelin is like a name of some sort of inventor. There is actually
It's like
a
the Xerox
moment
of
in this
the
episode.
dirigibles.
Yeah, there's a moment in this episode where Caitlin is explaining to the other enforcers the difference between a blimp and an airship. And I don't know why it cracked me up as hard as it did. But
I would
understand.
assume Zeppelin's like the German version of it, right? I feel like Zeppelin is like a, I don't know.
So it's the champagne of airships.
Zeppelin is a rigid airship with invented by Count Ferdinand von Zeppelin in Germany. Okay, that makes sense.
That's pretty fabulous.
Also,
What a great name.
Count von Zeppelin is such a great name. Like, add that to the
Yes.
add that to our list of character names eventually.
Great band names. Yeah.
Oh, just remember, eventually we'll do some sort of thing, some event, right? Where it's like, if we get enough Patreon subscribers this month, we'll do fun things. And one of those fun things will be
Don't
that
promise
John will name a future child Count von Zeppelin.
Your next dog.
I do.
If we somehow
Can you
get to
imagine
the
coming
point
across
during
a
this,
Shih Tzu whose name is Count von Zeppelin?
I
Actually-
love that.
I think I have naming rights to our next dog, so we're keeping that one in the back pocket.
Okay, got it.
Sorry, what were you going to say otherwise?
Oh, I was just gonna say, if we actually get enough Patreon subscribers / sponsors to do this full time, I will make our kid's middle name Zeppelin.
I kind of think that's sick. I mean,
I don't think you have unilateral decision making over there.
yeah, there's a good chance actually that your wife would stab you, but I mean, that would also be interesting. Then we could start a true crime podcast. So like it all works out. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
In any case, I do think it's really interesting that steampunk loves an airship. Like there's just,
Yeah.
and I don't know why, and I don't hate
Classic.
it, but it is classic.
It's because steampunk is always adjacent to reality, right?
Yes. It's like
it's
what if it
turning on all the
diverged?
things that it's turning on all the things that have existed, like modern technologies, but just in a like slightly different application where things that took off were different.
Yeah, I feel that.
I always view it as like history basically stops progressing when we go to the combustion engine versus a steam engine, right?
Yeah.
Like we just don't have oil, and so
Yes.
airships are like what you need to fly if you never figured out how to make
Yeah.
a jet engine
like that
or
idea, too.
a
That's a
propeller.
great fucking point. So there actually is a reasonable reason for it.
If steam won instead of combustion, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, or if
In
your
any
world
case,
just doesn't have dead dinosaurs. Sorry.
well, like with the Zeppelins, I just wanted to say like Piltover looks very cool. It's a very, very cool city, and Progress Day looks like a lot of fun. It's just a carnival. It seems like there's Clockwork Butterfly. There's all these women in dresses with bustles, which is a ridiculous style, but everyone fucking looks cool in them. I'm actually into it. I was into Progress Day. It sounded like a good time.
I don't know if it was in this episode or if we talked about it last episode that like the dressing vibes of Piltover very much give me like the Hunger Games like inner city people. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I
Where
do.
It's like
I do.
there's just this concentration of wealth that has led to this sort of like ridiculous like fashion being a huge part of your personality.
No, you're totally right. And there's a number of things also about Progress Day and Piltover that are immediately highly suspect. So to be honest, the term Progress Day it's feeling, there's something about it that feels eugenicsy. It feels gross, icky. I don't love.
It's giving apocalypse. Yeah.
But on that note, like we can just talk about how this show. I know we should say it every episode, but like this show is gorgeous, right? Like it is truly
Yes.
Really
the
beautifully done.
Hextech Zeppelin setup with the giant like just every part of this show is stunning and further solidifies that if there ever was a Locked Tomb show, probably needs to be animated, like in a very
Yeah, I
similar
think
style
you're
to
right.
this, because there's like, holy shit, do they do magic, and like the just
What?
everything is so pretty in this show.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, so you're totally right. When we first starting seeing the city, so there's all these airships everywhere, and like one of the reasons there are airships is because Piltover has become a major shipping hub. There's these things called the hex gates, which are these hex tech powered transporters that are just like transporting airships, just popping them. I think presumably what's it called? You snap your fingers and
teleporting.
you teleporting ships from like city to city, so they become a major shipping hub. And therefore, that means that like all these advances that have come because of hex tech have really brought our steel-jawed man Jace up in the world.
It is notable that there are banners with his face and not banners with Victor's
Right.
face right away.
So it's
I'm just sitting
him
there being
and-
like, this ableist bullshit. And I'm sure it's also this undercity biased bullshit, but you know.
Yeah. No, so we do see that it's both he and Victor. Jace and Victor are like the research pair doing things, but Jace is the one who's doing all the speeches. He's getting all the posters. He's
the face. Yeah.
Yes, Jace.
He's
is
the jawline.
Which like
Yeah.
he's the jaw. He's the jaw.
That's right.
It's marketing. What they're working on right now is they are trying to stabilize the hex tech gemstones. Like before, if you hit them, they would explode. That was pretty problematic. Now you can hit them and they don't explode.
Woohoo!
And that's fantastic. And they call in Professor Heimerdinger to come check out their new stable hex tech gemstones, and he's delighted, but he's super conservative. He says, with a decade of careful research, these tools will be ready. And thank you, Professor Heimerdinger. What does he say specifically? He says very specifically, keep at it, and I'm sure you'll find a way to safeguard hex tech against misuse. I would like to point out that the demonstrations that Jason Victor used to show how you could apply the hex tech gemstones to help people of Piltover, the citizens of this area, they are straight up weapons. They're like, look at these amazing gauntlets that you'd use for mining. Not for punching people. Look at this incredibly cool laser machine gun that you'd use for crafting, like, arts and crafts, artificing stuff. Not, as a weapon to shoot things down.
Okay. I will give it to you that these are clearly weapons, 100%. I also think Heimerdinger is not providing helpful solutions. So here is my main thing. A consistent phenomenon of this entire town is like one person making all of the decisions. Even when they have a council, it like just kind of feels like. So my thing is we should get a ton of people working on this in many ways. There should be legal and physical restrictions on how this sort of thing is used. The idea that there's just like two guys dicking around makes me crazy. But the
and
other
then one
thing,
professor being like, that's dangerous.
yeah. And also, it doesn't help that he's like, the way he approaches it is just fairly kind of condescending.
You think it's
he's
condescending?
Just like, I don't know. He just like walks in. He's like, pat, pat, pat. Good job making these advances. And someday you'll be big boys. And then he like waltzes out again. And I will say it's okay because he is constantly followed by this like puffball with ridiculous horns. And that would be enough for me to listen to him. Just like if honestly, we should dress Muzzy and Zuko up as this little fucking pet for any sort of Halloween going forward. What do you think, John? Do you think Heimerdinger is like too conservative or reasonable?
Well, so it's so funny because by the end of this bundle of episodes, we kind of get the like what I think is always kind of the natural like ending to having a character that outlives humans, like just being among humans, which is that the humans end up becoming resentful of the fact that like their timeline and their perspective on things is so far stretched out. Like Victor doesn't have
Yeah, if we went at
10
your
years
pace,
yeah.
we'd never see any progress.
Yeah, it's like the problematic thing is that Heimerdinger lives literally hundreds if not thousands of years. And so like his timeline for making something safe, it's like 10 years. 10 years is like Victor dies and and the next generation comes around. And yeah, it's so funny. It's so like late 1800s, early 1900s, where it's just like, we invented this incredible technology and like the two guys just get to keep it in the lab and they're the only ones doing experiments on it and like figuring out how it is.
Yeah. And I actually think it's a really good argument to make to say, look, humans literally don't have this timeline to be working on this. Like you can't indefinitely put this off. At the very least, what he could do is explain what counts as a safe, like what counts as a safeguard, what counts as a
Sure.
reasonable limit. And instead
Sure.
it just feels like he is constantly, it feels like they could have shown him anything and he would have been like, well, it's nice that, you know, regrows your arm, but we'll see in 10 years whether this technology is safe. But you are right, Brooke, that the stuff that they did show him is lasers and punchy punch.
Yeah. Of course, the existing technology that like already exists is already being used for nefarious purposes. So like, yeah, we already have things that we should be working on. So Silco, who we met in the last episode, bad guy with the like weird robo eye, the ones that are making the purple stuff that they call Shimmer. Such a cute name. They've been using the hex gates to smuggle Shimmer around. And so on this progress day, just as customs enforcements are being paid off for one of these shipments of Shimmer, everybody's attacked. There's these sick as fuck. This is
my description.
They're attacked by these hover skateboarders with cool masks that Hannah thought were sick as fuck.
They are sick as fuck. It's fucking awesome. I mean, it also doesn't help that the masks are as cool as they are. And it also didn't help that because I adore the Imagine Dragons intro that John hates, there's that part where it breaks through and the character that is the leader of the Firelights is there. So I've already been obsessed with him and just encountered him for the first time in this episode. They look so cool. They move so cool. And also, I fucking love a stick-up man. Like, I am here for...
What's a stick-up man?
For me, it's Omar Little from The Wire. It's anybody who's robbing a criminal. So it's like the criminals robbing the other criminals. And you're like, but they're secretly kind of the good guys. They've got some
It's
Robin
crime
Hood
on
energy.
crime. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, like a little edgy, but Robin Hood, and I'm into it. They're extremely cool. The other thing I wanted to ask you guys about is they're ripping through here on their air skateboards, and they're throwing out like crystal bomb things that kind of like freeze the people into these crystals. Maybe I don't have a question. Maybe it was just cool.
That's cool.
For our League of Legends players, felt like Malphite passive. That means nothing to you guys, but you can ask Rob about it later, Brooke.
I didn't get that one. Yeah, I didn't hear about that. Anyway, so yes, Hannah's already mentioned that these hoverboarders are called the Firelights, and they know exactly what they're looking for, which is the shimmer. It's also clear that Silco is expanding his operations, and so they're here to burn it all. And unfortunately, Silco has a new weapon to fight against them in his arsenal. Her name is Jinx. That's right, it's Powder. She's all grown up and she has some serious fucking issues.
Yeah.
Wikipedia describes her as an unstable teenager going by Jinx, which seems like a bit of an undersell.
I feel like unstable is just not even close to the level of...
No, unstable is not the right term. Like, traumatized.
Yep.
Psychotic.
Deeply damaged.
Like yes.
Yes, needs help. Needs hug.
But also incredibly calculating. Do you know how much forethought you have to do to be able to set up like neon spray paint signs that only go on in black lights as part of traps like ahead of time? Like
This is totally true.
You have to plan
It's
things
the
in
long
advance.
con.
Yeah, exactly.
And
You
she
can't just be
loves
leaving
the
those
drama. Like,
We watch her enter the scene on a zip line, and she leaves a bomb strapped to eat one of her little like monkey bombs that like explode with like explosives at this point. They're strapped to each of these firelights, and she is not just a bomb queen now. She's now a machine gun queen as well. She's got these like super long whippy blue braids.
yeah, I mean,
She's just massacring people.
You're completely right. And John is also completely right. The amount of setup. I'm just remembering that at the very beginning, like the lights go off, right? They start to see things and there's a swing that swings back and forth. And when it swings up to you, it says like boo or something like that or boom. It's boom. And I was like, well, damn. All right.
Knows how to make an entrance.
As someone again who has played way too much League of Legends, like this like intro for Jinx was just so cool for me because they like worked in so many of her abilities from the games. One of her abilities just chucks out a bunch of grenades. And so like see that there. One of the things that when she was like released as a new champion in League of Legends that made her so unique and cool was that she had an ability that switched the gun she was using. So she had a minigun, which was like very fast attack speed, close range. And then one of her abilities, you switched to a rocket launcher that turned it into a much longer range weapon with like splash damage. And so like depending on the scenario, you could like switch between what you needed for the time. And it was a really, really cool design. Let's see what else. She had basically like a super long range taser. And then her ultimate fired a giant rocket. And then when she killed you, she like sped up. She got like a huge burst of speed. So like she was really good at like you kill one person, you chase down everybody else.
Is this like she's got like a shark gun or something?
Yes, she has a shark gun.
Have we seen that yet?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's a minigun and then like a rocket launcher that looks like a shark.
I'm a big fan, though, of like leaving Easter eggs and paying homage to the original material.
Right. There's going to be a couple more in here, and John, you pick them out if I didn't put them in there. Right. Unfortunately, with Jinx, though, it's not all just fun and violence and neon glow paint. It's also devastating trauma. She's constantly seeing triggers that take her into flashbacks. Like, there's one of the firelights has pink hair, and so suddenly she gets this flashback to her sister leaving her, and she sees Milo and Clagger's horrific deaths again. And it, like, pulls a trigger where she doesn't have some sort of targeted agenda anymore. She's just massacring people indiscriminately in this shipping deck. She's killing not just all the firelights, but she's shooting some of her own people on her side, Silco's people in the process. And it's only the leader of the firelights escape. And also Silco's lady henchman, isn't she there too? I thought she had died completely in the warehouse fire with Vander and Milo and Clagger died, because we saw like part of her disintegrate with the hex gemstone.
Yeah, that's right.
But it was just the arm apparently was disintegrating. Anyway.
But the point is...
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jinx is here. This is no longer Powder, this is Jinx. But Powder is not the only one who's grown up. We also next see Caitlin. Remember, this was Jace's like sort of little sister who's a rich girl and has defied her mother to become an enforcer with classic rich girl motivations, which was to see the real world.
Yeah, I understand the problematic nature of that. I do. But I also actually really like this iteration of it.
I like her.
Okay, because like Caitlin seems subtle. She's not trying to get in anyone's way. She's not trying to tell anyone how to do it. She's very like quietly competent. And she wants to understand what's going on. And I think she genuinely is disappointed in her mother, and I appreciate that. What I appreciate less is the fucking female armor of the enforcers, which is this like pleated miniskirt with the boobs forever. And I love boobs forever. We've talked about that, but it is still.
But we don't say aim your weapon here; it'll go straight into my chest.
When you said aim your weapon, I was thinking about the boobs going.
Yep.
You swing them in your face.
Is that Stepford Wives or something? What movie is that?
League has gotten better over the years of like
Austin Powers.
Like
Sorry.
Updating. Oh,
Thank you.
Yes, exactly. Of updating the art of like their characters to either modernize it or make it like less ridiculous.
Are you talking about like in-game League right now?
Yeah, in-game League. Sorry.
Trying to share your screen?
Yeah, I was going to show you the original Caitlyn art, which is even like just more ridiculous.
Let's see, Caitlyn.
Before they did the here we go.
Yeah. Here we go. Hold on, I gotta.
The fucking hat. Oh my god.
She has a giant hat. She is wearing basically a.
It's like a Cheshire cat, slutty college costume.
Yep, like she has belts all around her thighs for no reason. There's nothing strapped to the belt.
Useful. decorative thigh belts.
Okay, the belts are a lot, but I kind of do love the outfit, and I really wish I could pull it off.
And the one thing you can't see is she's got like wedge heel boots on. If you can see, It's like...
Hey, wedges are the most practical of heeled things, so...
Anyway, yeah, this is the original Caitlyn concept art, which ridiculous looking.
Yeah, she's not very protected from shrapnel. Anyway, Caitlyn finds herself onto this ship where the Shimmer Jinx massacre happened, and she starts doing detective work. She's taking pictures of everything, like the masks, the shell casings, the crystals, and Jinx glow paint. She also finds one of Silco's henchmen that Jinx had shot and left for dead in the chaos. But before she can really ask him any questions, Marcus, fuck that guy, if you remember him.
I got complicated feelings.
We'll talk about it. He's become the new sheriff of Piltover, and he pulls her off the investigation.
Marcus,
you want to talk about it now, or you want to get into it?
We'll get into it later. We'll get into it.
But Jinx is not finished after this showdown at the Hextech shipping station. Later that night, she sets a building on fire, booby traps it with bombs. 6 enforcers are killed. Caitlyn's injured. The Hextech gemstones and related research have gone missing. Woo! So at this point, even Silco is starting to realize that Jinx is on the far side of the sanity wave that she's been surfing. There are enforcers that are dead, and this is going to come down on them like a pile of glowing blue rocks. The unstable kind.
Yeah.
Luckily, for Silco at least, He has the cops in his pocket, and he's incredibly adept at playing both the carrot and the stick. He tells Marcus to discover that the firelights were responsible for all the mayhem, and he also gives Marcus money for the families of the dead enforcers. And then he shows up with a bunch of henchmen in Marcus's young daughter's playroom, and the message is very clear. Marcus will toe the line, or else.
I've never been a big fan of the like trope of bad guy finds the loved ones of our like hero. It always just seems like a lazy way to like motivate our good guy to do something bad, only for him to later realize that he's made a mistake, but somehow the bad guy can't get his loved ones anymore. I don't know. I've never been a big fan.
And it works on me because apparently I'm a basic bitch, and I'm fine with that because it fucking works on me. Because, so, you know, to be fair, I have an almost 6-month-old, so it's possible that I just am automatically kind of reacting to this thing of like him being a dad. But it's so clear the depth to which he cares about his daughter even before she is, you know, even before they show up in this room. It really feels like they have a very serious bond, that he takes it seriously. I also actually, this is going to sound nuts, but I sort of appreciated that he felt uncomfortable with Vander and Grayson's, you know, kind of
Arrangement.
Yes, yeah. This is the thing, is I feel like he genuinely believes that there's like a right thing and a wrong thing. And his conception of what's right and wrong is so heavily skewed by the propaganda he's been fed. He genuinely believes that all the Undercity people are criminals. And that makes him a fucking bigot. He is a fucking bigot. I am not trying to put that away. And he is a bigot even after he meets these people. And he doesn't treat them as human. So it's this complicated character for me who genuinely seems like someone who cares about his child and who wants to teach his child, and also someone who seems like he really cares about doing things right, and then ends up in this situation where he is so much farther corrupt, so much farther than Grayson ever was. And it's just giving Javert's suicide. Like, that's what it's giving to me.
It can be pitiful, but he could still be an absolute ass.
Javert is the fucking villain, but that song hits, man. I may have gone to a Les Mis sing-along last night. Can you tell?
Yeah, I can actually. What gave it away? The French song clues?
Okay, all right, go on. I will say I just think he's an interestingly complicated character. And I also agree.
You just give somebody a daughter they care about, and now suddenly they're a complicated character. Okay, but I have thoughts about that with Silco, so I guess it's the same thing.
Silco is a super complicated. His relationship with Jinx is fascinating and tragic.
Really interesting. Yeah. Very fucked up. Unfortunately for Marcus, none of these problems are going to go away very easily. What Jinx has done is very bad for everyone now, because a government building has been bombed, enforcers are dead, valuable technology stolen. Jinx is basically hit at the heart of what people deemed was safe in Piltover, and it's finally spooked the council into action. They are outraged, I say. Those Undercity people have gone too far, and something must be done. Mel Medarda, aka this is who Hannah's always called Hot Glitter Lady, very aptly. She's a radical solution. She proposes that Jace, the scientist, be added to the council so that he can administer Hexgate security, his own technology, and track down these miscreants. Which is a lovely little idea about putting somebody who really cares about the, his technology being used for good, into a political situation. So Jace starts to crack down on the smuggling, and he's just not iron-willed enough to be an honorable leader. Mel teaches him pretty quickly that he's not going to be able to be doing this.
He's destined to be a jawline. Like, that's who he is at his core.
He's a banner. He's a face on a banner.
Yep.
You should never trust the face on the banner. The entire council basically has their hands in, like, smuggling operations and are fully corrupt. And so, yes, while Hannah describes his jaw as being brick hard, Jace's morals are pretty squishy on the other hand. And so he immediately becomes just as corrupt as the rest of them. It takes, like, one small conversation at an opera, and he sells himself to everyone else.
Hot Glitter Lady batting her eyes at him. And
yes, Hot Glitter Lady just has his fucking number.
I mean,
she knows exactly what to say to him.
I would like to think that I do not have squishy morals in this way, but there's a lot of things
Mel
that
Medarda started talking
if
to
hot
you.
glitter lady started talking to me, it would be tough.
You're like, you're so right, hon.
Yeah, but I don't think that's like. But I just think I don't know. I'm so disappointed in Jace. Maybe Jace is like proof that you can't just immediately have him be like sort of sad. He's like sort of sad about Victor at one point, and I'm like, I don't fucking give a shit about you. You suck.
Jace is one of those people that like has like a moral code, but in the end, he's gonna take the easiest way out, right?
Yeah.
And so whatever opportunity is easiest in that moment, he will take that path of least resistance. When it comes to personal stuff.
I will also say this is one of the few Netflix shows where they've successfully made like characters actually have some depth and some like variety to them. Like every character has like good motivations and there's some
And bad decision making.
Yeah, as someone who's now traumatized by having to watch like the second season of Avatar, it's so get whoever wrote this show and whoever like designed the show, get them on in charge of
Avatar.
They did a
The Last
beautiful
Airbender.
job.
Because like holy shit, the writing and just everything else, like it just
It does feel like everybody actually has some complexity, although there are some people who like keep on trying to throw their complexity out there, and I'm like, I don't care. So like periodically Mel will be like, my family abandoned me, and I'm like, yeah, but you're hot glitter lady, so cool it.
Yeah. You're in a huge position of power, so what are you complaining about?
Yeah. I do want to like give
Are you
it.
rewatching Avatar or something right now, John?
No, I'm watching this. I tried to watch the second season of the live action Avatar on Netflix, and it was horrific.
There's a live action.
Well, why would you ever do live action Avatar in the first place? Animation is meant to be animation. I don't understand the live action adaptation.
Right?
Yeah,
What is
they
the
did a
fucking deal
terrible
with
job.
Disney lately too? Okay.
Easy wins. Did you have another point, Hannah?
I just wanted to say like quick shout out to the beauty of this like background opera scene is just like incredibly weird and cool, and I liked it. That's all. I was like, this is a nice way
Respect to the art.
to be losing your morals and collecting all the people on the council. Money, money,
Yeah.
money.
Crazy opera, losing morals, and this sort of manipulation also seems to turn Mel on, and so Jace and Mel get it on. In the background of all this, as Jace is getting his face put on banners and is fucking a hot glitter lady, his partner Victor is desperate for a breakthrough because turns out he shares something in common with Nona, which is a secret. He's dying. And it's about as good of a secret as Nona's because he's been coughing blood for like most of this episode. He passes out in the lab after coughing up some blood, and somehow the magic of Hex Tech reaches out and interacts with his blood, and it turns out the Arcane needs to connect to organic matter. This is the incredible breakthrough they were looking for.
And all he had to do was almost die. Woo!
Yeah, right. It's just kismet. Turns out when you put like a plant into the machine, that plant will grow like crazy right before crumbling to dust. But there is something there. Professor H sees this, Mr. Heimerdinger, and he's terrified. And like, I get his point. I don't know. I feel like, I don't have to live hundreds of years to like recognize things that are unstable and like that we don't understand maybe shouldn't be mass distributed out to people, but here we are.
He also has a flashback to like a man floating in a giant pillar of light, like in the sky.
He says
So,
he says that he has seen the arcane tapped into multiple times, and it has always led to the destruction of civilizations that harness it. I think his perspective is valid.
That part of his perspective is valid, but this thing where he comes in, he sees that they have found something, and his response is destroy it. And I feel like that is not helpful. Again, like I really wish he would. I don't know how to explain it. I'm not a fan of Heimerdinger.
I think what we're seeing is like what we're seeing is kind of like this weird like piss poor representation of how research often does happen. Which is that like there's like somebody in charge who like makes sly comments, but in the end like are not really part of the actual like day-to-day operations, but they're in the end somehow have like a lot of this authority, and like that's the tension that's going on here. But like I don't know, like in a business operation there would be a lot of people touching this and having discussions and like circles and roundtables and
yes, I would like
things.
multiple checks and balances. That's really all it is. I want there to not be a thing where Heimerdinger can come in and be like, don't like it, destroy the machine. And I also don't want it. Yeah. They also should not be able to do whatever the fuck they want.
At the table.
Yes,
there needs to be a Heimerdinger at the table.
I'm in.
And
we
I'm
can
happy
fix
he's
this.
here. Yes, you're annoyed by the authority, but I'm happy he's there.
I did like that the
'cause
little puffball
nobody else
comes
seems
in
to
and is
see
also
it.
like,
I hope the recording caught that well. Anyway, so yes, he tells them they need to destroy it. And like, yeah, I mean, basically he's having to make them trust his experience as being the end all be all here. But they're not into that. And Jace especially is just like, absolutely not. Like, fuck you, man. And so at the next council meeting, when Heimerdinger tries to push for the end of Hextech, knowing that like all these like advances are happening super rapidly and they're very scary, and he's seen how this can go before, and there's no obvious ways, no obvious movement towards protecting people from it. Jace instead asks the council to hold the professor accountable. They say, he points out that like humans, this is what John was coming at the beginning, unlike the professor, don't live for centuries and can't afford Professor H's steady pace of progress. And so instead, the professor should be retired. He's too old. He only looks at the past. He can't see the future. And at this point, he has the entire council in his pocket and Mel Medarda in his pants, so the vote goes about how you'd expect.
It's a solid turn of phrase.
thank you.
Council in the pocket and Medarda in his pants.
Every once in a while I write something where I'm like, great job, Hannah. And then all of my
I read some of
experiments
your
fail.
lines out loud.
My real life doesn't go well, though.
It's okay. Some writing is easier sometimes. Small wins. Anyway, it looks like Heimerdinger and his horned puffball are going to have to find someone else to be self-righteous at. So let's find out what's happening in the Undercity.
I do love that Brooke and I are doing just like shoulder angel, shoulder devil for the pro and anti Heimerdinger coalition.
I
Both sides.
I just hate Heimerdinger because he's one of the most annoying champions they ever put in the
I've
game.
heard that. Yeah, I've heard that.
He was such an annoying champion. He was bad, and then they overbuffed him, and then he was too good, and he's just annoying to play against.
Just puts towers down or something? Is that what I heard?
Yeah, he drops turrets. Yes.
He has
Drops. Right, this is the second time he said that. And my brain automatically, just because of language, I guess.
Yes, it puts
just hears
a
drops
Rapunzel
turds.
tower. Oh, turds. Okay. Yes, that's what I heard last time. That's not what
Turret
I heard
is not
this
part
time.
of my lexicon. Anyway. Act 3. The Undercity is going to eat you alive. Down below, the Undercity has also changed. It's a gritty steampunk heaven. Much more neon rave scene energy now. There are tattoos and drugs and glowing shit. Silco is in charge. We meet up with him in his office, which is Vander's old bar, The Last Drop. And we also see him with his second in command, Lady Scary Henchman, whose name apparently is Savika, who is not part of the game as far as I'm aware. And Savika's trying to tell Silco exactly how out of control Jinx has become, because Savika was there in the loading dock and just about got shot. And indeed, Jinx is the opposite of whatever stable is. Excellent description.
Her
Couldn't have put it better
lair,
myself.
super cool. It just keeps
Yes.
getting cooler.
Aside from
She's
the
got this
voodoo
crazy
dolls of her
lair.
dead family.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, I was like, is that a puppet toy of Milo?
It's very
Sure looks
upsetting.
suspiciously like Milo. Yeah, so she's got this lair in the chasms of the Undercity, and she spends her free time listening to metal spinning out. She's surrounding herself with like not just the clockwork bombs, glow paint, and yes, these dolls of her dead fucking family. And she's constantly talking to them. She's like hallucinating that they're actually there, like when they were kids, what they did together.
But they're like
even though
there
they're
with
never
their
the ones
eyes
talking.
scratched out. It's like fucked up.
Yeah, it's very disturbing. And we see this relationship between Silco and Jinx. I think this is like maybe the right time to be talking about it. So we see basically Silco like kidnap Jinx at the end of this, but Jinx is already in like a pretty like unstable state. She like throws herself at Silco at the end of this like fire scene and like is hugging him,
Yes.
looking for some sort of comfort after her sister ditches her and hasn't come back, which we know is because Marcus fucking arrested her.
Yeah.
She has grown up with Silco now, and Silco has like genuinely treated her like a daughter of
Yes.
sorts. Like
Mm-hmm.
this is like a real relationship where there's like a lot of trust between the two of them. He gives her a lot of leniency in her behavior.
Probably too much. I mean, so this is part of it, is that he genuinely loves her and genuinely wants to make space for her and respects her intelligence as well, I think. Like he really has like farmed out this important project to her. but he's not just using her, and I appreciate that.
He sees her as useful, but also she's not disposable to him.
Yes. And I think he sees her as partially as like a reflection of himself, as someone who was horribly hurt and deserves vengeance. Like, I think that's a big part of it, is that he wants to get this for both of them.
Yes, his vengeance and her vengeance will be the same, and they come in the same package. We get this baptism scene, right, where he talks about himself, like how when Vander drowned him, basically, another person was born, and betrayal can either break you or forge you into something greater. And so he's saying, let Powder die completely. Become fully Jinx, don't be split between these like traumas, just fully accept being Jinx. It'll make you better, it'll make you stronger, which is what he's been trying to do.
I think you're completely right. I think it's really very sad. And I think that Silco is someone who's deeply lonely. And I think also Silco is someone who is not only incredibly violent and, generically evil. He's like really fucked up in some insidious ways. We're later going to see him like hand out a bunch of shimmer to a bunch of addicts in this way that really feels just
like God, like Santa-ish.
Yes. And there's something disgusting about it. This way in which he's, treating these people as
he's
though
being
they're
a generous master.
Yeah. Oh, that's exactly what it is. It's kindly master energy. Oh. Yeah. So complex characters. I agree with you. I think Silco and Jinx's relationship is fascinating. Yeah.
Right. So we've noticed. So Jinx's exploits in Piltover have not gone unnoticed. And back in Piltover, in Caitlyn's sick room where she's been hurt from this explosion, Caitlyn is living the murder board life that we can only aspire to, and she's trying to figure out the identity of who this bomber is. She's got this picture of the neon glow monkey on the wall, right? And everybody is just trying to shut her down. They're telling her, no, you're no longer going to be an enforcer. You can't do this detective work. But she knows that there's this one good lead, which was that henchman that was injured in the airship explosion. And so she travels to the prison where he was put. It's a super fucked up place, and it turns out she's too late because this guy got absolutely assaulted earlier in the day with a lunch tray, it sounds like it's insinuated. And his jaw is no longer working. The person who assaulted him, it turns out, was a grown-ass Violet.
It's just like the prison's a nice microcosm of everything about Piltover. Shiny and faux order stacked on top of just chaos and crime, and just we don't really care what goes on in the shadows as long as we get our shiny city on the hill type shenanigans.
You guys, I just had a flashback to the prison in Chronicles of Riddick that he gets put into. Okay, sorry, go back. Tell me more about the prison, John, though, because I really would like to hear. There's something about this. Ugh.
It's all just very creepy, and the way that Caitlyn interacts with the head guard is just acknowledging that he beats Vi on a regular basis. So many times he doesn't even bother keeping count. They don't really care about violence between the inmates or anything like that, and
they're locked in there to simmer together. It's not a rehabilitation prison.
No.
So we meet Vi again as a quasi-adult, full adult. She has grown up, and she's grown up very hard because the prison is so horrific. It's been very explicit that she has been beaten regularly, and in her free time, she has, as all butch redheads are wont to do, she's been doing a lot of push-ups and practicing fighting.
It is very funny to watch this just out of reading Gideon, because you're is it the same character? Do we all agree it's the same character?
Same character.
Although there are some pretty significant differences, but it immediately I'm I understand why the fandoms overlap.
So immediately Vi does not trust Caitlyn for shit, but once Caitlyn shows her the photo from the Hexgate crime scene of Powder's signature glowy paint monkey, Vi agrees to help Caitlyn find the mystery bomber, since she knows it's her sister. And so Caitlyn manages to get permission from newly minted counselor Jace to release Vi from custody in order to go track this. Actually, I'm not even sure what excuse she gave him necessarily, but she managed to get her out of prison. And so we see Vi out in fresh air for the first time since she was a literal child, and she leads Caitlyn, who she keeps calling Cupcake, which is I guess a little lore drop to the fact that Caitlyn drops these bear traps with cupcakes in them in the game, and then well, I guess we'll just sniper shoot you from them or something like that?
Basically, yes. So original Caitlyn, it was just like a regular trap, and if you stepped in it, she just could shoot you. And then when they did her like remake, where they redesigned her and modernized her a little bit, she became like much more of a sniper character. And so when you step in the trap, she can shoot you from so much farther away, and it like
Oh.
crits, and it's actually really cool. But yeah, the whole thing is it's a really like fluffy looking cupcake sitting in the middle of a bear trap.
Yeah, so that's the reason Vi keeps calling her Cupcake as they go on their crazy parkour adventure down into the Undercity. So at every turn they are exposing not just their raw chemistry, but the gaping void between their two backgrounds. And eventually, they make their way to a brothel. It's where they're going to get their first good information.
I have to say it. I straight up think Vi is like so much cooler and hotter than Gideon. And I'm so sorry if that gets our podcast just completely torched. I'm obsessed with Vi. And specifically the chemistry between Vi and Caitlyn is incredible. You wouldn't think that the word cupcake could be sexy, but I was dying when it was fucking unbelievable. And Vi is just so much harder than Gideon is and so much softer than Gideon is. She has, I don't know, she has the full spectrum. And on top of that, like, competence is sexy and she is agile like Camilla, on fire. So I lost my shit. I also really like this brothel scene because she kind of gets rid of Caitlyn briefly. She's like, go, you got to pretend to be here. You got to seduce someone. You're a hot cupcake. And then she goes off and talks to the madam. But I love that, like, Caitlyn tries to get into it and it's just so cute. I love it.
It's so awkward. It was so awkward. But then on the way out, we see her like interacting with a woman, and it's so
and
much
having
more
fun.
natural, and you're like,
she's trying.
there you
Yeah,
go.
exactly. You're like, yeah, Caitlyn, that's right. It's delicious.
Yeah. So the madam is the one who tells Vi that Silco's number 2 is a regular. Yes, and the madam is this.
Is it
strange-
Yordle?
to
I think
me,
she's a Yordle.
I'm sorry,
I don't know
what?
what that is.
A Yordle?
I don't know what
I
that
was
is.
calling her a
I-
goblin-esque
Yeah.
fennec fox.
Yeah, no,
Perfect description. Perfect, bro.
Yordle.
Yes, Yordle.
It sounds like a
So
Dr.
this is League of
Seuss
Legend
character.
canon.
I am loving goblin-esque fennec fox.
Heimerdinger is a Lordle. Is a Yordle.
But yeah, they're basically
Okay.
like these cutesy little adorable.
Obviously, it's a Yordle.
Yes.
Bat-eared.
What a terribly disappointing name for such a cool, like, species.
Yordle.
About half of all the Yordles are the most annoying characters you've ever played against in any video game. They all have really annoying high pitched voices. Like I'll send it to you after this.
You hear it regularly. or something?
I hate Yordles. I don't think I've ever enjoyed play besides Lulu. Love Lulu. All the other
So
Yordles
their
I
name
hate.
is the name goes with the sound of their voice and less what they look like, I guess. Anyway, this particular Yordle, the madam, is super useful. She knows where Vi can find Savika. And so Vi goes and finds Savika. And unfortunately for Vi, Savika has had some very serious upgrades in the last few years because that arm that previously had disintegrated in the Hextech nightmare has been replaced with a mechanical arm that's equipped with an auto-injector for Shimmer, which people are just shooting up left and right to get a little power boost.
Yeah, dude.
And
Their mass
yeah.
production, they scaled up fast. It's pretty impressive, really.
And Vi, yes, is an unbelievably good fighter. And she gets in some good shots, but at the end of the day, she's up against a bionic purple juice nightmare, and she's not doing well. Savika tells Vi that Silco is not, it hasn't kidnapped Powder. She's not keeping her there. That Jinx is basically like his daughter at this point. And then she, stabs Vi in the stomach with super creepy, terrifying metal claw fingers. And it's about over for Vi. Until Caitlyn shoots her from, a bridge many, many streets over. Because, as we've mentioned, Caitlyn apparently is a great sniper shot.
The gun she has is so cool.
yeah.
I benefits of because if they try to do this live action, this would look corny as shit. But her basically having
the gigantic
the
guns.
giant expandable / collapsible gun is that fits in a backpack basically that she could.
Yeah, it doesn't work in life.
Oh my god, it's yeah.
And she is she's a wildly good shot. We get a flashback to her as winning sniper competitions. But again,
Allegedly.
she's so quietly competent, right? She just doesn't need to be splashy.
When you're competent, it's obvious. So she gets Vi to safety. They have a little moment.
Yeah, Vi,
We'll
Vi,
get back
Vi
to
leads
this.
her to like one of their old safe houses or like one of their old hangout spots. It's unclear.
Yeah.
While they're escaping, working on escaping Silco's thug, we watch that Savika ends up going to Silco's office. She needs to tell Silco about Vi being there in town, but she doesn't find Silco in the office. She finds Jinx instead, and Jinx wants to know what the fuck is going on because Silco's left her out of this. And so Savika tells her that her sister is back and that Vi has replaced Powder with some girl enforcer just to piss her off. And she says to Jinx that it's only a matter of time before you implode, and Silco finally gets the message that you're as bad for our cause as you were for your family, you Jinx.
Burn.
Harsh. I also do love that Savika just loves to dish. Like, it takes no effort whatsoever for her to tell Vi where Powder is and tell Powder where Vi is.
Just debatably a good idea because the next time we see Savika, she is strung up, possibly dead, thanks to Jinx's ministrations and repercussions. Yeah. So, baby, don't piss Jinx off that blatantly. Vi and Caitlin are still trying to escape Silco's thugs, and so they end up like running into the chasms at the edge of the under the city. A lot of chasms in this episode.
I think I just like the word.
Well, yeah, there's chasms within the chasms, and those go to deeper,
within the chasms.
deeper, darker chasms.
Yep.
We found the place that is so low it's where the Shimmer addicts gather, in a place of darkness where no light reaches, except for the purple shimmer of Shimmer. This place is a whole nother level of decrepitude, and it turns out that once Vi takes them to this old building, we see from the drawings on the wall that this is a place where she and Powder must have lived when they were really young. I don't know if this sounds like it was probably after their parents died, before Vander really took them in fully. And higher up in the levels of the Undercity, Jinx takes this flare that Vi had given her before they left for Silco's lair back in the first arc of this whole series when they were still children. And she stands there waiting, spewing blue smoke into the air, waiting for Vi to see it. And Vi keeps her promise. She sees the smoke and she comes running with Caitlin in tow. And then we get this next scene of abject tragedy where Powder says, "Are you real?" She goes, "Things changed when you left. I changed." Which, yeah, we see that. And Vi is like trying to break through to her sister, and it seems like maybe there's a chance. But then Caitlin realizes that Jinx is the bomber, and it's also Vi's sister, and that Vi knew this. And then Jinx realizes that Vi is indeed hanging out with the girl enforcer, like Savika said, and things start falling apart. Jinx is hearing the voices of the dead in her ear. She's sure that someone is playing her.
It's
and
everything about Jinx.
Moment,
it just hurts so badly to watch. I mean, when she sets off
she's
that
spinning,
flare,
she's spiraling.
Yeah.
She clearly has a chance, right? Yeah. She's giving Vi a chance. Yeah. And Vi shows up, right? She commits to it, right? You'd think this is going to go like vaguely well, but she's spinning out after, this girl enforcer, after Caitlin gets involved in this. And in that very moment, then, Firelights also attack. And we see this moment where almost things are okay. Like, the sisters are standing back to back fighting. But, like, they're still really unstable. Jinx is halfway to psychosis. Vi is distracted by how hurt and violent her sister is. She's, like, shocked by exactly how much she's changed. And the Firelights end up getting Caitlin and Vi knocked out and take them away. And so Jinx is now left again, all alone in her spiraling disasters.
Talk about like the exact thing that would trigger her to further damage. This thing of, the first thing she says is, "Are you real?" And at the end, she's left where she started, completely alone with no evidence that anyone was. It's fucking horrible.
Yeah, probably ready to doubt herself all over again.
Yeah.
Yikes. So while Hannah finishes weeping, let's play a game. Interstitial. Spare the sympathy. Unfortunately, in our plot summary, we didn't get to talk about the sickest part of these episodes, which was the literal Imagine
Thank God.
The literal Imagine Dragons music video that's embedded in the action.
It made me laugh so hard because, like, I did that thing where I was like, wow, this is so wild. It's like almost like a music video. And then they actually show them like playing guitars and drums. And I was like, oh no, it is a music video.
So obviously, John loves Imagine Dragons. So maybe this week we should just use that scene as some inspiration for our own. So we are going to create a music video for Frontline 5th, basically Lock Team style, right? Lock Team is
series-ish. I don't know. This is
Frontline 5th. Oh boy. Okay, I went Lock Team. Let's see. Let's see how this.
I got to tell you, I did not go Lock Team.
Maybe we go live. All right, let's see what happens. John, tell me what style of music you think we should be doing.
So, as we are millennial coded, even when we're doing Arcane, I think we have to go with either dubstep,
Solid.
or we can throw like late 2000s hip hop beats in there, either something from like Houston or like some Lil Wayne
dumb
instrumental.
Fucking rap break in it, right? Ugh.
Yes.
I'm thinking mostly dubstep. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but even like the like dubstep EDM style like frequently had the rap breaks in them, and they've got poppy, and you're just like,
No,
This is fantastic.
This
It's
is all
already a great
Skrillex.
video.
Yeah.
It's all great.
Sweet.
Perfect.
It's all Skrillex. Hannah, what do you think the theme of the song is?
Okay, so I thought about this a lot. Initially, I was going to go with unrequited love. Then I was like, requited love. And then I was like, no, disillusionment from society. I wanted to have like a Fight Club, like, what even is the point? Nihilism energy. And then it hit me. What we should do is commit to comedy. So the theme of the song, the core message is don't go to the grocery store hungry.
What?
You're going to buy too much. You're going to go home. It'll take you multiple trips to unload. You won't even get to eat all that food because it's going to go bad in your fridge. Don't go to the grocery store hungry. Skrillex.
Skrillex style. This is taking us off the deep end.
You have to use the same
general
aesthetic.
here.
You have to use the same aesthetic you had. It's too funny, Brooke, please.
Absolutely not. The aesthetic I had written in here was specifically for Locked Tomb series.
That's why it's so funny. Come on, please, please.
I think we have to go if we're going Skrillex and almost funny on the theme, then I think what we really need to be doing for aesthetic is like our kitschy hand painted skull aesthetic.
Okay.
That we already have. So it's arts and crafts meets Locked Tomb inspiration.
Okay, so not only like we are designing this music video, but we're also going to make it. And none of us know how to do video editing and none of us know how to do makeup or costuming. We're going to like film it in Brooke's backyard just like we did. I think there's something here. I think we really have something here.
I guess we still could be flipping between black and white and color.
Yes.
Because I think having this Skrillex style, we do need, and I love what they did with Arcane with this like neon coloration, but maybe we just commit to like black and white skeletons with like neon splashes.
Yeah.
Intermixed with like, just fucking like the greenery of the backyard as the intermittent stage. But yeah, it's got to be a little kitschy.
Good.
We're going full homegrown Blair Witch Project style.
I'm fascinated.
I love this.
Which obviously I haven't seen.
I was going to say.
I love some dubstep in combined with some kitschiness.
Let's get specific.
Okay, so a lot of the time music videos seem to like have multiple storylines and scenes interspersed with shots of the band. So let's like design these like little montages, these little scene stories that we're flipping between. Okay, so basically I think we start with, I think I already started on this basically. So I'm going to let you guys fill in the details here. So we have kitschy dubstep. I am seeing absolutely black and white skeletal paint that's like hand-drawn, not professional. And somebody can like film it in black and white, and then like the lyrics can come up in like the dubstep, like the Skrillex like blood pattern paint or whatever, and neon paint over it. I'm just gonna have that like kapow written on it with the lyrics. Don't go to the grocery store hungry.
Good.
What else?
This is good. I think one of the things that it's like cutting back and forth between is people, like a whole bunch of all of us kind of in a line, maybe in hooded robes, just like stacking cans of corn, just stacking them. And it's very like solemn and regimented. But over the course, as you cut back to it multiple times, it gets more chaotic. And eventually it's like a food fight, but still very, kind of like eerie. John?
All wearing what, like white robes?
The end is all of us in full makeup you inspired me, Hannah. It's not Immigration Valley. What is it? It's Pioneer Day,
Immigration
right?
Canyon for Pioneer Day.
It's Pioneer Day style. We are in a covered wagon with but it's just speakers. It's like just all speakers, and it's getting pulled by
Yes!
two skeletal cattle,
Oh my god, I love this.
and it's just blasting
cows!
music. Yes, we interrupt Pioneer's Day by just joining the parade or the float in our skeletal.
In our skeleton paints.
This is fucking good. This is very,
This
very
has gone
good.
great. Don't go to the grocery store hungry. Otherwise, it's like... so... I'm just imagining this is like... Now it's suddenly tying into... what's like the original video game with the colonial...
Oh my
Oregon
god,
Trail.
Oregon Trail.
Oregon Trail. So we get to the last part. We're cutting back to the band playing. This is where we're just all dressed in skeletons, right?
Oh, I'm
We're
I'm
just
very
dressed
into
in
this. I'll
skeletons
have
on
skeletal
our
paint.
various on our various instruments, right?
Yeah, what are our instruments? What do you want to play?
I mean, I'm always the keyboardist.
Nice.
I have zero musical talents. We've covered this many times, so I'll be playing
We'll put you on the-
triangle.
Would you like the triangle?
Yeah, I was gonna say I was gonna be on the
I was
triangle.
gonna say percussion. That's good. That's good. I really want like an electric violin, a la Lindsay Sterling.
Absolutely. Somebody's got to be dancing around like a ballerina
Yeah.
with the violin.
Thank you. We do need
In your skeleton. Oh my god,
Marie's
ballerina
gotta be
skeletons!
Marie's gotta be our guitarist, right?
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
drummer, or
Can you
drummer.
imagine?
Probably
can you
drummer.
imagine her on a bass?
Yes,
No, you're a
actually, I
percussionist.
think
You
bass
can
is
do
almost
whatever it is.
perfect. And I kind of think it also would be funny if every time it cuts back to a scene of the band, she's playing a different instrument and there's no like commentary on it. She just happens to be like in a slightly different spot. She's on the drum set. She's on the bass. Like,
Yeah, the instruments we're playing have absolutely no bearing with the music that's playing.
no, there's like, there's
It's all Skrillex. It's just computerized anyway.
It's not an electric violin, it's an electric fiddle because it's Pioneer Day.
I'm fucking loving
What a
this. Can we
chaos.
please make it?
No, absolutely not. It's
We're
chaos.
gonna need to fund Brooks mega cattle, but somehow make it
Yes.
to the skeletal.
It's the only way we're gonna get
Skeletal
Oxtron
cattle.
carts. Yeah.
We need to super evolve them to not have flesh. Creepy. I guess we'll go and prep for that. Hannah thinks that we are ready for the VMAs already.
Obviously.
Yeah, but I think it's time to say goodbye for this week. So Act 4, see you next time, my little nunlets. It looks like we have yet another tragedy to pile on powder, so we'll be back next week with the final of our 3 episodes representing Arcane Season 1. If you want to follow along with us, check out our website at frontlinefifth.podbean.com, or you can follow us on Instagram or TikTok, both of which are linked in the show notes. If you enjoyed this podcast, please tell your friends and give us a 5-star rating anywhere you can. And of course, if you didn't enjoy the podcast, feel free to lie. We have a Patreon for which you can join for access to bonus content every month, and you can become a patron, and they all have nifty flying skateboards at patreon.com/frontlinefifth, and you can check out our merch at our Redbubble store linked in the show notes. Finally, if you have any fun theories you'd like to share with us or any recommendations for Electopause content, feel free to email us at frontlinefifth@gmail.com. With that, I'll just remind you not to unlock any tombs or enter any doors without permission because, ghosts. Bye!
There's definitely been at least one fan who's been screaming this entire episode that they're actually hoverboards and they're not skateboards. But
Yeah, but they're
They're hover skateboards.
I see you, buddy. I see you. It's definitely a man. It's
I'm so sorry. I'm just
Skating in the air.
they're
Across
hoverboards.
the currents of the wind.
Frontline Fifth is a Locktoon podcast conceived by Maria D'Amaco and starring Maria D'Amaco and our grumble, Brooke Anderson and John Ryan. Our cover art was designed and created by Maria D'Amaco. John Ryan edited this episode. Our fabulous music was
luck.
composed and recorded by Blake Anderson. Senator Grumble designed our killer merch. Hot, gorgeous. The Locktoon series is a completely dope-ass book series by Tam Samir, who does not know we exist and is no way affiliated with this podcast.
Bada bing, bada boom. Go to bed.